Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Robbie Vino and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We're talking Sunday night football action here. We got the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. We're seeing the Packers minus 8.5 here, Robbie. Looks like a total of 45. You interested in getting involved with the Packers and Bears Sunday night football?
Yeah, it's interesting, Drew. Quick note here. For those that watch these videos, note that we do film these things on Tuesday and Wednesday, and especially where the NFL is concerned, and of course college football with coronavirus. But the injuries at this time of the week are so difficult to predict. And in this, I bring it up because in this game, it could be substantial, guys. I would like to be on the Bears plus 7.5, 8.5, 9, whatever you can get. They're all out there because it's a desperation game for the Chicago Bears here. They've had an extra week to prepare, but the must game for Chicago comes from the fact that they're 2 games behind in the NFC North, and 4 of their next 6 are inside this division. 2 of them are going to come against Green Bay. Now, not only are they 2 behind Green Bay for the division, but they sit 1 game out of the final wild card spot. For them to lose here, they could kiss the division goodbye. They'd be 3 back with 5 to go. That's not happening for the Bears. And to lose here with the log jam behind them for the wild card, the last wild card spot, would be kind of, I won't say devastating, but it would hurt severely for the Bears. So they need it. That doesn't mean they're going to win it. Could cover it. Getting 7.5, 8.5 points certainly doesn't mean they're going to win, but I think they'll come fully focused here. The problem with them is you have no clue who's going to quarterback this team, right? Nick Foles. I thought Nick Foles, when he left the field last week, was done. Apparently, he's not done. His hip may allow him to play. We don't know. Mitchell Trubisky hasn't been activated in 2 weeks, but maybe his shoulder's good enough for him to be the quarterback. If not, it all lands on Tyler Bray, who we know from Tennessee, where he was a pretty good quarterback. But Tyler Bray didn't look too good when he came in their last game. So the quarterback situation is a mess here for this team. The fact that they might get their starting safety, Eddie Jackson, back, I think he's going to be back off of the COVID list. That helps them defensively. And I would think that the Bears guys, as good as they are on the defensive side of the football, might be able to slow this game down enough, slow Aaron Rodgers down enough in order to cover a number. Can't count on it, but in theory, in a desperation type game, I think they probably could. For Green Bay, they're going to play hard as well. They want to clinch the division early. They're off of a loss to Indianapolis last week. Let's look at the Packers' last 4 games, though, because I just don't think they're playing that well. And people out there could disagree, but the Packers' last 4 games sound like this. They play Minnesota. Minnesota decides that week that they're going to do nothing but run Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook goes wild. Minnesota upsets Green Bay 28-22. The next week, Green Bay plays an absolutely crippled San Francisco 49ers team on Thursday night television. Every single person that starts for the 49ers basically out in that game, and they win. Big deal. They come back the next week. They play Jacksonville as a double-digit favorite. They're losing 20-17 in the fourth quarter. They have to get a fourth quarter touchdown. They don't cover. They win by 4 points. And then last week, they give up 420 yards to Phillip Rivers in Indianapolis. Again, they blow a big lead, 21-7, and lose that game in overtime. Like I say, Indy gets 420 yards. So their last 4 games are not impressive. And, when you hear Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, I think people just bet off of reputation. But I don't know that this team's going that well right now. The Bears' last 4 games, conversely, all against very good teams. They lose to the Rams 24-10, but they hold the Rams to 24. They lose to the Saints 26-23, only by a field goal. All these games, guys, remember, no matter who the quarterback is, it's poor quarterback play in all of these games. They lose to Tennessee, a playoff team, 24-17. They lose to Minnesota 19-14. So the defense has been there. They've held things pretty close. They've only lost by more than 7.5 points twice this entire season. If you don't like the Bears, if you have to hold your nose too hard to go bet the Bears, then maybe you should look toward the under here. I wouldn't sway anybody off of that either. 45 points, a lot of points in a divisional rivalry that, very honestly could land 27-17 and you still cash your ticket. To me, that's a pretty high scoring game for the Bears. I think I'd look either way. I'm, not thrilled with the quarterback situation for the Bears. I think it's more of a situational angle for me. If you play the Bears, I do think under 45 might be a good spot.
Robbie, a lot of good information there, jam packed. And I'll tell you one thing I took from that: Nick Foles. The fact that he is not done yet after how scary that kind of injury looked is pretty amazing there for the Bears. But Tony, throwing it over to you in conclusion. Anything Packers Bears you want to throw out there?
I'm curious. I wonder what bills Nick Foles hasn't paid recently that he desperately has to play. So damn. The rumor is Bobby Douglas is going to start for the Bears on Sunday, and if that's the case, then you know what? The Green Bay can't stop the run. Douglas may get 200 yards rushing. That may be the case. I'm going to go contrary in this game. I can speak to everything that Rob just spoke to. Could not be more accurate. The fact is, Green Bay has not looked good. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, if you asked me who the best team was in the NFC, you had to include Green Bay. You had to include Green Bay. You would conclude, I would have said, even though the Saints are struggling a little bit, expect Breeze as usual and Sean Payton to come on strong at the end. Now you have no Breeze. I still think, even without Breeze, I trust Sean Payton a heck of a lot more than I trust some of these other coaches that I don't know that are relatively young and inexperienced and still in their honeymoon stage of the NFL. But I would go the opposite. With everything Rob said is correct, except for one thing, and that is he said something that's true. The Bears have scored points. As bad as their offense is, they have found a way defensively to put the foe, an opposition, in a bad field, in a position where they're going to get a decent field position where they could possibly put some points on the board. And that said, it's really a good Bears defense. So I am not backing this. I'm not playing this, but I'm saying if I'm going to have to play this game in the side of this game, I'm probably going to go north of the 45. Divisional games, guys, years and years and years of division games. The first thing that Rob would probably say, or I would say, and everybody would say, would be play under in divisional games. They know each other so well. Points become at a premium. Take a look at some of the divisional games this year that have been going, and the points haven't been anything but fun this year. It's been all points, all points, all points. I'll just step outside of the box here and get out of this room fast and say, if I'm going to play on this game, I'm going to play over. I believe Green Bay can score, and I believe the Bears can score against this Green Bay defense. So even with Bobby Douglas at quarterback, over the 45.
Good analysis from both Tony Finn and Robbie Vino. Check them out, WagerTalk.com. Guys, also, we got the coupon code here, BF999, Black Friday special here, taking $1,000 off, full year, all access. You can use it for Tony Finn, Rob Vino, any handicapper on both websites, Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com.
Everyone at WagerTalk would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. With a full day of football on Thanksgiving, football all day Black Friday, plus a normal Saturday, Sunday, and Monday slate of games, we have a special Turkey Day offer for you. Football for the rest of November through Monday, November 30th for only $69 for this entire week of football. There is no limit to the number of handicappers you can buy during this Thanksgiving special. Pay only $69, save money, get your winners in a quick, convenient fashion, and have a great Thanksgiving weekend.